We got your boy RaveRunner here, aid station, checklist. All right, we got some questions for you, bro. How's your mental state right now?
Good. Not good the past aid, but got a lot better this 5 miles.
Have you been talking to yourself, and if so, how?
I was not this past section, the section before, because my hip was really hurting, and I was trying to come to terms that I was going to have to run 70 miles with the hip hurting, but now it's not.
Fuck yeah. Have you had any dark moments, and if so, how'd you deal with them?
My hip, and honestly, I massage gunned it, and it totally took it out.
All right, what's the best advice that you could be given by anyone right now?
Stay consistent.
Nice.
Keep drinking water and eating. But I'm doing good. I'm feeling a lot better now.
Where did you
waffle.
Watch? Quick waffle check-in. We got some waffles. Where did you watch Super Bowl 52?
Breckenridge.
Most of us never learned how to train our brains, which is why most of us needlessly settle, struggle, and worse, suffer. My name is Chris Doris, and I want to make brain training mainstream. This is my series, Tough Talks, Conversations on Mental Toughness. I'm interviewing badasses from all walks of life on what mental toughness means to them and their unique approaches to strengthening their minds. I am pumped. This is great. Before I tell you why, let me just welcome you back to Tough Talks, Conversations on Mental Toughness. My name is Chris Doris. I'm your host. Oh, man. All right, before we get to it, we'll wait for that guy to pass by. If you're not getting notifications of my daily dose messages every single morning of the year at 6 a.m., wherever you are located on the planet, and if you're not getting notifications of my new blog posts, which come out every Tuesday, and if you're not getting notifications of these new Tough Talks, Conversations on Mental Toughness podcast episodes, then please go to christopherdoris.com/lists, LISTS, name, email, problem solved. All right, so here's the deal. We got a first ever going on here today. Our guest is about to go do that. He's about to go, if you're just listening to this, I'm pointing to my whiteboard in my office. He's about to go run really, really far. He's not a new guest. We've had him on before. His name is Ryan Lange. We have a cool story of how we met. He Googled a couple years ago. He just put in the Google search Mental Toughness Podcast, and mine came up. And this one, Tough Talks. And he contacted me, reached out to me through the website and said, if you're looking for guests, I'd love to be one. And I thought, yeah, of course. I mean, God, the guy's in his early 20s and he runs hundreds of miles at a time. Like, okay, there may be some mental toughness in that. So then we email, and I see his email signature. His last name is Lang, and he's got a phone number of 609. And I'm like, that's South Jersey. That's where I grew up. How interesting, because, I went to high school with Lang. Anyway, I asked the guy, like, hey, where do you live? And he goes, Medford. I'm like, Medford? Because that's where my buddy, Chris Lang, from high school lived. I thought, dude, don't even. So I think I texted his dad. I'm like, is your son named Ryan? Oh, okay. I'm having a text exchange with him right now. So it turns out it's my buddies, one of my best friends from high school, Chris Lang. It's his son. That's very serendipitous. Anyway, this guy, Ryan, runs really far. He's an ultramarathoner. Now, he has a race coming up in Salt Lake City, or outside of on the Salt Lake, right? He runs on water. He's on some isthmus or peninsula, whatever. So it's coming up the weekend after now, right? That's not when you're seeing this. It's when I'm recording it. So he's got. So what we're doing is this. We're doing a pregame, during, and post, which is so great. He's agreed to do a short interview today on mental prep, pre-gaming. How are you getting your head right? What do you do for preparation? Okay. And then he's got a film crew that's going to be recording him at his rest stops. And they're not called rest stops. They're called something stations. But anyway, we're going to get film or footage of him, not just footage, but audio. Like, in fact, I'm going to be sending him some questions of like him during it. So that's amazing. And then we're going to do an interview after it's over when he gets back home after he's recuperated. So we're going to get the whole deal, pre, during, and post. Pretty good deal, huh? All right. So you have that to look forward to. All right, let's go find him. All right, Ryan, where you at, brother? Dude. Welcome back, Mr. Ryan Lange.
Oh, it's good to be back, man. What's it been? 3 years? I think it's been 3 years. I think. Seriously? Yeah, March 2018. That was after.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, that was after my first 50 miler that I did. And we were talking about mental toughness.
Oh my God.
How I wanted to get into 100 milers, and now I'm doing 200 milers. Here I am.
Yeah, right. So this is cool. I mean, I mentioned a little bit in the introduction here. This is a totally unique podcast episode for me. I've never done this before. We're doing segments. So we're going to have at least 3 segments. We're doing it before, during, and after. So you got a little run coming up here in a minute.
Yeah, 100 miler in Salt Lake City on Antelope Island. It's a little peninsula that sticks out into Salt Lake.
Oh, wow.
And it's 2 loops of 50 miles. Yep. So it's 100 miles, but I haven't had a race because of COVID. Haven't had a race since I DNF'd the Bigfoot 200, and DNF did not finish. So I haven't had a confidence boosting cross of the finish line in almost 2 years now.
I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so that even makes it even cooler, because I want to get inside your cranium, dude.
Yeah.
All right. And I want everyone to be able. This is an inside scoop. Like, I think this is a really rare opportunity, really, because how many people know ultramarathoners in the first place? But we're getting an inside scoop of, like, what are you doing in your head? How are you getting prepared? Are you scared? Do you have doubts? Are you pumped? Or are you both? Like, what are you doing? Has your pregame started? Right. So that's going to be this today. And then you are well documenting the whole damn thing. So we're going to get some of that footage from you. I can't wait to see and hear you during this thing.
Yeah.
This grueling event that is just so remarkably psychological. And then, of course, afterwards, we're going to revisit. So we're covering the whole damn deal.
Yep.
We're going to do pregame, in the middle of, and postgame.
Yep.
Okay. So this is kick-ass. I'm super pumped. Now, I am such a huge proponent of mental prep.
Yeah.
Getting your head right before you do something important. It's like so critical. So
prep is number one.
Well, you're several days out. Prep. Yeah, but let's just talk mental prep.
Yeah. First of all, I cut out all alcohol and caffeine 2 weeks out from the race, because I've definitely noticed, especially through college, now being out of college, alcohol will certainly affect my thoughts, certainly affect my confidence. So right now I have confidence blaring out of my fingertips because I haven't woken up hungover in almost 2 weeks now. That is one of the biggest things. Caffeine is more so strategy for during the race. So at 2 a.m. when I'm 65 miles in and I need a boost, caffeine my tolerance is extremely low. But like you said, the prep is number one. Coming in with that confidence, coming in with your mind right, your body right. But to elaborate on prep, my confidence mainly comes from the training leading up, those 3 months leading up to the race. If I didn't put in the effort, if I didn't put in any miles, it's a little bit harder to be strong up here. But if you put in the miles, you put in the pain up front, you preloaded that effort, you got it up here. You're like, I put in the work for this. There's no reason why I should not finish.
What kinds of self-talk do you got going on these days? You just said something interesting, which is like, I haven't had a good confidence boosting finish in over 2 years. Mm-hmm. Why did you say that out loud? So what?
Yeah. I say that out loud more as if I'm chomping at the bit to get another finish,
How are you talking to yourself? You got like 3 days before you go for a long ass run.
I've been here before. I've done it before. I have gotten better. I've gotten faster. I've moved to Colorado. I've been training at a mile high when I've never been doing that. I'm listing all the reasons why there's no reason I shouldn't succeed.
Oh, that's huge. Stop. Perfect. That's a slow down moment, babe. No, that's huge. What you just said is I'm listing this is how you're talking to yourself. This is so huge. You're listing all the reasons why you will thrive or succeed. That's how you're talking to yourself.
And another thing, Chris, why I was happy to do this beforehand is when I actually say it out loud and I'm talking about it to you, I'm going to finish, I'm going to run another 100 miles. I like feel it build up inside of me. And it's a little harder to do it when you're just staring at yourself in the mirror. That's why, like, I'll be in the car with my girlfriend and I'll just turn to her and I'll say what I'm going to do, and she'll reinforce it too. And it's just like having that, that central friend group that like will help you reinforce whatever you say and affirm, not reinforce, affirm. And that's why I like talking about it. That's why I like giving my experience beforehand, because I'm literally hyping myself up. And I don't think a lot of people really notice the value in that, and not just running, but like everything you're doing. If you need to perform for work, if you have a business meeting where you're presenting something, everything, self-talk beforehand, being your own hype man is almost omnipotent.
Wow. Woo, way to bring it. All right. So, are you having any negative self-talk these days? Do you have any fear shit going on?
Honestly, no, not in the running sphere. Business-wise, for my company, stuff's starting to come back. I'm designing new products, and sometimes here and there, I'm like, are people gonna like the new products? What's gonna go on? And you just like, sometimes I get in this little vortex where you just got to be like, shut up, cut it out. You're making cool stuff. People are going to buy. You know what I mean?
So this is interesting because I hear this a lot with my clients, particularly with athletes. Actually, no, that's not true. It's with all my clients. This is wow. I don't know that I've ever really thought this through and articulated. It seems consistent. Like everyone that I've coached has areas of their lives where they're way more consistent in being stellar with their self-talk than other areas.
Yeah.
So you're saying right now that you're great with the whole running thing. Like you're not talking yourself into fear here. You know what's so funny is I listen to me. This happens every time I talk to you. Is I hear my Philly coming out. I'm starting to talk. Hey, he's going down a shore tomorrow. What he's doing? I hear the water's cold. But anyway, so because everyone, by the way, everybody, he and I, we're both from the same town. My dad and he went to the same high school, right?
Yep.
So we're Birds fans. Birds. You see, it says down there. You can't really see it, but it says Eagles.
Eagles. The Eagles.
Put it down there, subtly. Oh, before I forget, what are you going to be wearing during this race?
I'm wearing a sleeve. I'm going checkered theme. So another reason why I love these races, because I love dressing in uniform. Kind of miss the whole football thing, And most of these people at these races are not the flashy extrovert that loves getting hype and crazy. People just kind of show up wearing whatever. There's, I'm 5'10", 190 pounds. Everyone's like 6 foot, 130 pounds. Like I stick out like a sore thumb, dude. When you see me, you're like, what the hell?
Like a football player, dude. He looks like a running back.
Yeah, I literally look like a fullback running down the trail.
Right.
But no, I'll be wearing all checkered kind of racer theme outfit. I designed new sleeveless sweatshirts for my company, Gen Z. And then I have like a checkered headband, checkered sunglasses. My pants are like checkered. So I'm going all black, checkered look.
Good, cool.
Victory,
All right, good. Now, so you don't have fear. You're not talking. I'm going to use some intentionally unusual language, but it's correct language. Mm-hmm. You are not thinking your way into fear states around this race, although that would be pretty easy to do, but you're not doing it. And it would be easy to do even though you have a lot of experience and a lot of a successful track record here.
Right.
Because that doesn't mean shit, to tell you the truth. It's just having success on your track record can make it easier for you to think your way into confidence, but it's not a guarantee because you know it. Work with a lot of excellent people, badasses, but still, I mean, shit. Just think about students, right? And like students in high school or college, like the ones who get straight A's all the time, but they still freak out before every test.
Yeah.
And you're like, shut up. Shut up. You're annoying because you're getting an A, you're getting 100. Fuck off. You're ruining the curve. Anyway, but other areas of your life, you're not necessarily as consistent. what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like with
Yeah.
with your business.
And I do think maybe, like you said, experience kind of attributes to that, because I've been in the running sphere for almost like 3-4 years now. I started my business just actually 2 years ago now. So that might be experience. Also, with my business, I have money on the line. I have, I've invested a lot of time, effort, and money into a business. Whereas running, I'm not losing any money if I fail. You know what I mean? But it all revolves back to doing your homework. Why I am able to get those thoughts out of my head that nobody's going to buy my product is because I've done my homework. I've seen the traffic, what people are searching for, how I benefit versus competitors, and so on. So you just have to utilize homework and prep. It all revolves back to prep as your main confidence and self-talk booster.
My brother-in-law, Kevin Crenny, always said prior planning prevents poor performance. It doesn't, and I don't agree with it. I think it reduces the probability. Prior planning reduces the probability of poor performance because you could be completely prepared. Like, having to work with golfers, they can go through a phenomenal pre-shot routine, stand over the ball and go, don't fuck this up, and it's gone.
Yeah.
So what are you doing? Okay. Can you take us through what time of day does this race start?
10 a.m. Friday.
What are you doing? What time do you get? What are you doing the night before? What time do you get up? Go take us through that shit.
Yep. We got, I got a crew of 4 people, my roommate, his best friend, my girlfriend, her roommate. We're all driving out 6 hours Thursday morning, going to eat a nice big dinner, sleeping in the hotel.
Like, what are you going to eat?
Huge, just probably a pasta dinner of some sorts. Something to, 1, fill me up with carbs. 2, put me in a bed, put me in a food coma. Because I'm going to try to sleep from at least 8:39 to 8 a.m. Bank as much sleep as I can, wake up, get dressed, drive to the start line, and get going.
Cool. Okay. Do you have any kind of mental prep routine, right? Like immediately before race time?
Waking up, just being excited, no pressure, no stress, no anxiety. A lot of prep the night before so that I could just wake up, put my clothes on, get out the door. I can't say I have any sort of ritual. I do get hyped up right at the start line with my crew, with my dad or brother, but now it's going to be other people just talking about how it's going to be an exciting venture, how you might see me cry, you might see me shit my pants, you might see me bleed somewhere where you've never seen bleed before. Just get everyone really excited for a crazy adventure. There's really no technical, I do this, and this in the morning,
Might you really shit your pants?
It's happened.
So, yep, that could happen. Well, this is going to be so exciting because hopefully that part doesn't happen, but what is going to happen is we're going to get insight into you in the middle of.
Yeah.
I've seen a little bit of that I think your dad took, that Chris took, and it's pretty amazing because you're just you're in an altered state.
Yeah. But you guys will be able to see the ups and the downs, because I'll get mostly footage of just being in and out of the aid station. So mile 70, I might be coming in smiling, excited. And then like 76, I'm like, no one talk to me. I need food. I need new socks. I need, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and then it'll be really cool because the cameras, I always tell, my brother or whoever's filming, camera's right in my face. I don't care if it's there, but that's how you really capture the full emotion of what's going on. If I'm way back here, you can kind of see what's going on, but you can't exactly see like what I'm looking at, how I'm looking. You can't see the right emotion.
Like the glow in your eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's so cool that you're willing to do that. So I'm not going to be there. I won't be able to ask you any questions, but we're going to get some of the footage that you get so that we can have this be the before, which is now.
Yeah. Well, if you want to write down some questions, I could give to my crew before to ask throughout the race too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, go, dude. Absolutely. They'll have their own notes. I'll just add it to the notes.
Really? Well, yeah, hell yeah to that. I'll just add a few. Yes, I will. I'll be asking questions. I'll ask you questions like, did you have any dark segments, right, in that last stretch? What are you doing with your thinking?
Right.
Where are you at right now? Honestly, like, how are you feeling? And do you have the strength to even, are you even thinking? Are you past the point of thinking? Like, what the hell's going on? That kind of shit, just so we can get into your world. So I'll craft some of those for you. That's cool. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I'll give those to you. All right. So next, then we're going to, well, it's going to be that. So what we're going to do is we're going to wrap up here.
Mm-hmm.
And that, see, that was a sign. That was a sign. That sound is like, okay, guys, wrap it up. And
We're done.
Yep. Later. Have a good run. And yeah. And then the next we see you, you will be in the midst of the 100-mile race. Okay. So if people want to check that out though, can they follow you?
Yeah. I don't know if this race has a tracking link.
Yeah.
Because it's not a huge race.
Okay.
I am going to find out, and I will text you. You could put in the outro or notes or something like that.
Yeah, we're not okay. I'll put it in. Yes, I'll just post it. So, well, actually, no one's going to be watching this. So that was actually a stupid question for me. Because see, I've never done this before. Okay. People are only going to be watching this after it's over. So I was like, can they follow you in history? So stupid. That's pretty funny. All right, cool, man. Well, thanks for making time. Thanks for offering to make time during it and for making time immediately afterwards.
So it's going to be cool content.
Yeah, man, it is. So I appreciate your serving the Tough Talks tribe, and go kick some freaking ass, brother.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Later.
All right, man. Talk to you soon.
Peace.
My man, Ryan Lange. Welcome back, dude. You made it.
Back, man.
You survived.
We'll see.
Well, I mean, at least you're alive.
Yeah, I did.
That's good news. I was worried about you.
Yeah.
So as we mentioned at the very end of our last segment, which was pre-race, right? About a week ago, you kept your pledge, which is you got some really badass footage of you at the rest areas. I called them rest stops or aid stations, like a rest area on a goddamn highway. But yeah, you got some really good footage of you. So so what we're going to do now is take folks through it. So you've got 6 different clips, right? And so why don't we have a look at them, and then you can help. And I got some questions for you because I listened to them, and I got some interesting thoughts going on about like what wasn't going on in your head. And I got to tell you in advance, I don't know how you feel about this. We'll get to it, but I was remarkably surprised at how incredibly freaking positive you were. Yeah. But we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Maybe we didn't see it all. I don't know.
Yeah, we will get to that.
Because there's probably something to say about like how you're speaking on the camera in that moment.
Yes.
Okay, word. All right, good. So you're going to give us the authentic version today.
Yes. Yes.
Not that it wasn't. I don't know. This is what you're going to let us know. All right. So let's take a look at the first clip. This is you on. So take us through it. The first segment.
Yeah.
15 seconds. Good luck. 10, 9, 8, 7,
6.
5, 4, 3.
Woo-woo! Yeah, buddy! Woohoo! Come on! Let's go!
All right, so here you could obviously see I'm smiling. A lot of people are smiling. One, because this is my first race in over 18 months due to the pandemic. So, and you could look around and see the mountains. They're beautiful. What we're about to go into is awesome. The weather, you could see the sun shining, a little chilly in the beginning. That's what you want with a race. 40 degrees ish is perfect because
that's perfect.
Yeah, you're never really totally sweating. You got to deal with the cold before you start running a little bit, but you can't bundle up too much or else you'll start sweating very fast, carrying dead weight of a jacket, yada, yada. But you could see the demeanor on my face. I'm just excited.
So I took one note from this segment. One word, actually. Amped.
Yeah, definitely. About to enter the pain cave.
Yeah, yes, right. Not your first rodeo. You knew it was coming. But there's a lot to be said. I mean, volumes, encyclopedic volumes of choosing elevated states. I mean, like no athlete in history, no human in history has ever described a peak performance as having been characterized by low-grade states. So you are actually choosing in advance to be amped. Do you think that there was, how many people were in this race?
80 started, I think 62 finished.
Wow. Do you think that any of them at the beginning were not in the same sort of amped state as you?
Yeah, if it's there was a couple people as their first 100-miler that I talked to on the course, and you could just tell that they're nervous. They were asking me a lot of questions as we were running together, because you're venturing into the unknown. So that's normal. It was like that for me. But now that I've had these races in my back pocket and I've been there, it's like a let's go kind of thing.
Interesting. So let me ask you this. If you were going to coach a first-timer on their pre-race mentality, now with what you know as an experienced distance runner, what would you tell them?
Your training's in the bag. What you have done, what you've worked for is in the past. All you can do is go out and have fun and do what your body does and perform. That's all you can worry about.
Specifically though, about like, what would you tell them if like they're asking for specific advice? How should I be thinking immediately before the starting gun?
Run slow, because a lot of people go out of the gates running fast, trying to do more than they're capable of.
Right on.
And maybe they're the opposite of what I'm talking about. Maybe you're a little cocky, a little overconfident. And that I saw a lot of people in this race. First 50 miles, they were beating me, but the last 50, I passed them when they were walking because they just blasted their legs out. So that's another thing in first timers as well.
Patience.
Yeah, patience.
Cadence.
You just gotta have fun, man. That's the number one thing. It's not even with running, with my business. Like I get stressed out all the time. You gotta remember that I'm doing this, yes, for a living, but this is something I'm passionate about and something that I should be enjoying.
That's huge, dude. I spent a lot of time talking about the intelligence of fun, and you actually referenced that a little bit later on, actually towards the end. So we'll get to that. All right, you ready to watch the second clip?
Yeah, let's jump into it.
Let's do that.
So this is mile 20. We're about to watch about 3 hours, 15 minutes into the race.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that. So you've done, so is this the first?
First time I see my crew again.
Okay. All right.
Do you want to turn the music down, maybe?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I got it.
Dude, this is like the most lit crew ever.
Yeah. We've been having a great time.
Good.
You got the camera?
Let's go.
Yo, it's your boy Endo here with another quick check-in. We got your RaveRunner here, first aid station. We got some pre-written questions. Let's check in with the RaveRunner right here. All right, RaveRunner, how's your mental state right now?
Great. Feeling really good. Eating a lot. Feeling great.
Oh yeah.
Got a good aid station here.
Nice.
Got a man massaging me.
Have you been talking to yourself? And if so, how?
Not really. No, not yet. I found a buddy for the last 5 miles there. He was really cool.
Nice.
This is his first 100-miler, and he's like going too fast. I'm like, dude, chill. I got chill too. I'm like going too fast.
Have you had any dark moments? And if so,
No, not at all.
No?
It's awesome out there.
Nice.
It's like
yeah.
really, really nice.
What's the best advice that you could be given by anyone right now?
Slow down. Slow down, because I know I'm going to be really upset later.
Where did you watch Super Bowl 52?
In Breckenridge.
Nice. The Tough Talks podcast tribe is sending you serious mental toughness vibes right now.
Oh yeah.
What can you tell them to have them know that you're feeling their love and that you're gonna finish in beast mode?
I know I'll finish, but the pain is coming. It is coming.
There you have it. The RaveRunner. One and only.
All right, you can see here that my whole crew, it's a party. I literally rolled in, they were dancing on the top of their trucks. They were trying to make it fun. It was so awesome to roll into that. So that really, really helped my mental state. At the beginning of the race, I started to notice, all of these, my friends here are all first time crewing, doing any sort of run. And it kind of gave me the confidence, like, okay, I am totally safe with these people. They know what they're doing. they're going to get me through this. You could see I'm smiling while I'm talking a lot, but I said at the end, I said, the pain is coming. Like, I know it's going to come. You could see here, Max, that's my buddy Max. He is massage gunning my hamstrings. And I think I told you about this, dude. I unlocked a new level for my races. This broke down some sort of lactic acid. I don't know what the science is behind it, but dude, my hammies were tight coming in. I was loose going out.
I was telling that exact story to my trainer, Billy, who's also a former Tough Talks guest. Billy.
Nice.
And because he's using those things on me. And yeah, and he was saying the magic of percussion therapy. I guess that's what it's called, percussion therapy. Now, you also mentioned in that clip that you found a buddy.
I did.
And you said it was his first time. So tell me about the psychology of that.
So I found him at the one little water stop before I got to the aid station. So we ran for about an hour, a little over an hour together. And dude, that time running together, this is what we talked about in the first podcast, the distraction tactic. This is why I jam out to music on my training runs or listen to podcasts on my training runs. I literally distract myself from what is actually going on. You know, he was asking about a bunch of questions about running. I was asking, his birthday is a day away from mine. We're at the same age. So, we just got along real well. Yeah. And we just distracted ourselves and enjoyed the scenery running together.
All right, good. All right, let's check out the next one.
Yep.
So what are we looking at here?
We are looking at 34 miles in, and this is going to be about a little under 6 hours, I believe. A little like right around 6 hours.
We got your boy RaveRunner here with another quick first aid. Not first aid. Yo, it's your boy Endo here with another quick check-in. We got take 2 of this shot right now. We got your boy RaveRunner here. Aid station checklist. All right, we got some questions for you, bro. How's your mental state right now?
Good. Not good the past aid, but got a lot better this 5 miles.
Have you been talking to yourself, and if so, how?
I was not this past section, the section before, because my hip was really hurting, and I was trying to come to terms that I was gonna have to run 70 miles with it hip hurting, but now it's not.
Fuck yeah. Have you had any dark moments, and if so, how'd you deal with them?
My hip, and honestly, I massage gunned it, and it totally took it out.
All right, what's the best advice that you could be given by anyone right now?
Stay consistent.
Nice.
Keep drinking water and eating. But I'm doing good. I'm feeling a lot better now.
Where did you
waffle.
watch? All right, quick waffles check-in. We got some waffles. Where did you watch Super Bowl 52?
Breckenridge.
The Tough Talks podcast tribe sending you serious mental toughness advice right now. What can you tell them to have them know that you're feeling their love and that you're gonna finish in beast mode?
I'm beasting it out right now.
Fuck yeah.
I'm doing good. You're eating a lot, so I didn't want to eat a lot over there.
Because you were
Whoa,
saying.
what are these spiral things?
Those are Naruto.
Naruto?
Yeah, those are fish.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Oh, wait, we gotta just do this first.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have any chafe? You need new socks?
Chafe socks. Your socks are 50.
Feet are good? Elevate
How's your
feet?
hip?
Hip's better now. The massage gun healed it.
Good.
Too hot, too cold? Jacket or earmuffs?
I think I'm fine.
Headlamp good. Headphones, you got them.
Charge.
Sunglasses, you got. No pacer, you don't need poles.
Nope.
Did you check in with the aid station already?
I'll check out too.
Cool.
You could see now, you didn't really get to see after I left 20, I started to have this weird hip problem. I don't know. I was starting to get thoughts that I had a hernia, that I pulled a muscle in my hip. So that whole 14-mile section, I was like, wow, I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to deal with my hip hurting for the rest of the day into the night. And I started to say, it's going to be okay. You might be going a lot slower. You might not finish where you want to finish, but you're just going to have to push through it. And that was the kind of conversation I was having with inside my head until I got to my massage gun. I don't know what it did again. I don't know what it did. rubbed it right out, and I was fine. And you could see here, we're staying on top of everything. Checklists of, am I chafing? Staying on top of my nutrition. You can see I'm housing food. This is what helps me not get to those dark moments where I'm like dead and wanting to start quitting. That you gotta, again, front loading the effort before the darkness happens.
This is just such an incredible conversation we're having, because as I'm listening to you, I'm having zero difficulty applying these same lessons to like everything in life.
Nice.
Right? Because one of the things that somebody's been asking me about lately, so the work, I do a lot of work in the corporate world with people that work their asses off, like in sales, selling a lot of shit for a lot of money. And the expectations of them are huge, like massive quotas, like seemingly insurmountable accomplishments. You can probably relate to that concept, right? So you're talking a lot about preventative shit, man. Like self-care, right? So the question is, like, what are we doing? Like, a lot of times what happens in the corporate world, it is burned into people's minds that just more is better at the end.
Yeah.
And you've already said in the last segment, you're like, pace, man. Pace yourself. And then nurture yourself, like prepare. You got to take care of yourself all the way before and all the way through, or you crash.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
That was a great burp. I don't remember if that was in this section or the last one. Just want to acknowledge that, the burp. And thank you, cameraman, for the crotch shot. Appreciate it. And I want to acknowledge, just for the audience, that something in preparation for this that I did not understand, because this is my first time interviewing you in mid-race, or anyone for that matter, is that I didn't realize that Endo was going to be this remarkably thorough. So I don't know, did we mention this already? That I didn't know that was going to happen. I would have come up with way more questions, right? Like if I knew he was going to ask you these questions at every single aid station, I would have come up with way more. So he's asking the same ones, and there's kind of a cool, interesting value to that, except for of course, the fact that you didn't understand the one about the where did you watch the Super Bowl?
Yeah, that was my bad. I just spaced. I thought it was
this. Turned into more of a, like, are you oriented to time and space question, as opposed to like, who's the president? What's your last name?
Yeah. Exactly.
Schoolgirl uniform. It was. I meant it to just be like birds. I just meant it as a. I just wanted to bring you some joy. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But apparently, you didn't need it. So the thought. So with the respect to the hip deal, like, so you like, thank God for the massage gun, right? Yeah. But you didn't know that.
No.
You didn't know that was going to be the case. Who brought that?
Me. I did. I got it this summer. And, I wish I had this for my races before, because I've had that same pain in my calves, in my quads before, in my hip, that I did just deal with for races. I didn't even know.
Amazing, right? So like, my preference is, when I'm coaching people and having life like be easy, like one of my phrases, I like to work my ass off and make the shit easy. Like, I would prefer to not have to use mental toughness. Like, I want to set my life up in a way that requires as little mental toughness as possible, because it's just cush. Right? So like, you were preparing yourself to demonstrate serious mental toughness. You're like, oh man, we got an issue here. We got a situation. But now you got a thing that fixed the situation. So the external situation resolved. You don't need to address that internally anymore, but you were prepared to. So you want to give a plug for this massage gun?
Dude, it's called a Vibe Pro. You get it on Amazon for like $180. It's kind of expensive. It's a lot of money, but dude, it's my sleeping pill too. Every night before bed, it just flushes stuff out of your muscles. It's great.
Roger that. What is it called again?
It's a Vibe Pro, VYBE Pro, on Amazon.
VYBE Pro.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, you just got a plug for that. They just got a plug for you for that. All right. You're ready so the next segment, you're at 50 miles deep.
Mile 50, about a little over 10 hours.
A little over 10 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
The mission was to complete it in less than 24.
Yeah. I was shooting for 22. So 10 hours at 50, I was like, okay, I'm still in the books for 22. That was my stretch goal. 24 was I'm fucking doing 24. But Chris, where I screwed up is I was taking a little bit too much time at my aid stations.
How long?
And And 15, 20 minutes each. And the 50 miler, I was like 30. It's way too long. Because, my friends were talking, they were having fun, partying, and as I get further into the race,
for me,
as I got further into the race, sitting in that chair felt good. And I wanted to look for an excuse to sit in that chair. And I told my crew before the race, if I'm there for more 10 minutes, you got to get me up and out. It's like, that's their job, because your brain is like, comfort, warm chair, blanket on me. I'm going to stay, So that's tough. That's something I need to get better at.
Okay. That's a really huge lesson in mustering drive when it feels like you're on a mission. You're maybe halfway there, if you even know that. You're goddamn exhausted. Your body or brain or both might be telling you, like, yeah, babe, you might be out of juice here. You could be running out. And then, so having the discipline, I don't want to say lazy. I don't want to say get lazy. I don't really like that language.
It's, you give in a little bit to the comfort is what I'm doing.
Okay. That's an interesting way of putting it.
Because once I'm up and out, I'm up and out. I'm fine. But I'm giving into a little bit of comfort. You know what I mean? It's like, I can't give a good analogy, but if you're trying to lose weight and you put a donut out on the table, eventually you're going to eat the donut because you're going to give in to that comfort.
Yeah. But the other thing, and the other thing you mentioned is you surrounded yourself with a squad.
Yeah.
That is so huge.
Yeah.
When I talk about the all-in state, right, and the 6 components of being infinitely committed to creating something miraculous for yourself, there are 6 components, and one of them is mobilize your army, and that's one of the first. It's the second one. Decide you're going to get the shit done. The second of 6 is mobilize your army. So you mobilized your army, you had them present, and you instructed them or requested. I don't know.
Yeah, I requested.
Like, get me the hell out of there. I'm going to want to sit around on my ass. Get me out. Yeah. There's a big lesson in that for people.
Yeah. And to touch on mobilize the army, there's a lot of people in my life, during college when I was a big, partying away that, now I'm in the business world. Now I'm trying to really make it on my own. You gotta separate yourself and rearview mirror some people, unfortunately. You could have them to go and party with, but you truly, I am so big on this. You are who you surround yourself with and whose content you're watching. You become that, no matter if you want to or not. If your roommate is lazy and watching Netflix, you're going to be getting reeled into being lazy and watching Netflix here and there. So that's a very, very big thing that I am huge on. If you're hanging out with the loser crew, you're going to get reeled into being a loser a little bit.
I love that, and I couldn't love it more. There's a chapter in my first book called The Winner's Circle, which is all about that, is who are you surrounding yourself with? And are those people inspiring you into your greatness? Are they making it easier? Their presence in your life, is that making it easier for you to be amazing, to be who you want to be and to create what you want to create? So I love that you're saying that. It's also an amazing source of accountability, right? Is creating this squad, right? So it's like a lot of temptation. A lot of people, especially entrepreneurs, have, for whatever combination of reasons, are tempted to like fly solo. Thinking I need to do that. There's something chivalrous or more impressive about doing all this on my own, and that's just plain stupid. All right, so the squad makes it easier. We use the squad. Which one do we? How far did we get? Did we listen?
We got 50 mile, 72 mile, and then 96 and finish.
All right, so we have the next one. The next one was the fourth clip, right?
Yeah, number 4, 50 miles in.
Okay, let's go there.
Yo, it's your boy Endo here with another quick check-in. We're here live, 50 miles in with the RaveRunner.
Hey.
All right, we got another set of questions here. How's your mental state right now?
Great. I got pizza in my gut, and now I have friends. I've had friends, but now I have friends to run with. What else?
Have you been talking to yourself, and if so, how?
No, not really. I've just been jamming to music past few. I haven't really hit like a big wall recently, which is probably going to come sooner or later, and we'll just talk it out through and just set, and you know, whatever happens. It's going to suck at some point.
Have you had any dark moments, and if so, how'd you deal with them?
No, not really. No, I've been excited to have friends to run with, so no bad moments recently.
Nice, very nice, very nice. What's the best advice that you could be given by anyone right now?
Keep eating, and I need to somehow start peeing more.
Where did you watch Super Bowl 52?
Breckenridge.
The Tough Talks podcast tribe is sending you serious mental toughness vibes right now. What can you tell them to have them know that you're feeling their love and that you're gonna finish in beast mode?
The party's just getting started. Race is just getting started, and it's time to run.
There you have it, folks.
Oh. All right, you can see here, I'm very excited. Mile 50, when I said I now have friends, I was able to pick up a pacer. Nobu Endo here was about to go run with me. We were about to go do a 20-mile section together. And I was excited just to like have another human with me the whole time.
You're allowed to do that.
Yeah. Mile 50, I was allowed to pick someone up. So from the last check-in we had to now, I was playing music, listening to a podcast, distraction tactic again, because I was running, no music for the first 34. So I was feeling good. I was excited to get someone. I said I need to start peeing more. I was way behind on dehydration, and I was fighting to get back to baseline and start peeing clear again, because I knew if I kept falling behind, I was going to have a big problem.
So do they have like tons of water stations out there? Yeah,
they do, but it was up to me. So Chris, my whole training these past 3 months, I've been in Denver in cold weather. I'm not really drinking when I'm, doing a 10, 20 miler. So then I get to this race where it's a little warmer and it's longer. I was not drinking because I wasn't used to constantly drinking. You know what I mean? In the summer, I never usually have these problems because through my training, I'm constantly drinking. But I was way behind. I didn't pee from mile 20 to about 50. I did not pee once, and that is not good.
What's the learning in that for you moving forward?
Just attention to detail. I picked up on it pretty fast. And in my race in 2019 at Bigfoot, I was not paying attention to detail. And that's what screwed me. I had all the mental toughness in the world, but I wasn't being, tactical and practical in the small things.
Brilliant. You said it's going to suck at some point. You were prepared for that the whole time. In fact, the first time we ever did an interview, you one of the quotes that really stood out, and you got a lot. You got a lot of attention from that first podcast. One of the things that I heard people mention, quoting you, was embrace the suck. That's your words.
Yeah. It's gonna come at some point, and if you're expecting it, hopeful that it doesn't happen. But if you expect it to happen and then it doesn't, you're just feeling that much better. But if you, exactly. And when you're ready for it and it comes, you're not breaking down and crying. You're not upset about what's going on. You expected it to happen. So this whole time, I'm like, all right, I'm not there yet, but it's probably going to suck relatively soon.
I'll be here any minute, and I'm ready. Where are you? Come on.
Exactly.
I got you. Come on. I'm ready.
Exactly.
That's a very paradoxical approach. I love that. That's really, really cool, because that is a technique in mental toughness training, is a paradoxical approach. Right, is beating the negativity to it. It's like, hey, come on, negativity got you. And by doing that, it can't even be negative. Even if it does show up, you're like, oh, well, here you are. I was expecting you. And it's not like, oh, shit, here it is. Music, dude. Do you know any other runners, like ultramarathoners, that do not listen to music?
There's a good amount of them, really? For sure, primarily for safety reasons on the trail. A lot of people... where there's a rattlesnake area, they're not listening to music because they want to hear if they're 2 feet away from something.
That's reasonable.
When I get dogs and I start running with dogs, that probably will be utilized a lot less, because I got to hear if my dog just bolted left. You know what I mean? So when you dogs, like puppies, like I'm planning on getting dogs and running with them in the mountains here in Colorado.
Oh, how interesting. What kind of music do you listen to?
I'm a big EDM, high energy kind of guy.
Okay. Yeah. Well, okay. Well, that makes sense, right? Vibe. Right. You're using something to make it the really hard thing easier.
Yeah.
Right. Do you, in your opinion, would not using music make this whole experience a lot harder?
Not a lot harder. It would be, it'd be a little less exciting, I guess I'll put it.
Okay.
Because a good song will come on and I'm seeing a dope mountain view and I'm just like, yeah, this is sick. You know what I mean?
Do I know what you mean? No, I don't know exactly. I know what you mean. I can't relate to that circumstance, but I love it. Like when I take morning bike rides, I have my soundtrack and it starts with a song that is so amped. It's the New Radicals, You Get What You Give, and it's like just a super high vibe song. And I noticed that I pedal a lot harder when that song is on than if I'm listening to some like deep podcast, which I love, but it's different because of the vibe.
Music is a performance enhancing drug. It really is, dude.
Love that. It's a healthy and legal one.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is your music source? Like, what do you have on you?
I download live DJ sets. So DJs will perform at a festival or whatever, and put that on on SoundCloud, and I'll download that off SoundCloud on my phone. So I don't need
phone is on your body. You're running your phone.
Yep.
And then how do you keep your phone charged?
I put it on airplane mode because I don't need to be getting texts while I'm running. And when your phone's on airplane mode, it doesn't really utilize much charge.
So your phone will go on one charge for an entire 100?
For the whole race? Yeah, definitely.
All right. Beautiful. All right, cool. Now, at the end, or at some point, I think it was towards the end of that last clip. Now, this is halfway through. You're 50 miles deep, and you got 50 more. Mm-hmm. And you saying, we're just getting started.
Yeah, party's just getting started at mile 50, man.
That's the perspective, bro. That's one way of looking at it, and I support it. That's an interesting choice because you're not really just getting started.
No.
That's not a true statement.
No.
Unless it is in your head.
Yeah.
So why do you now, was that a trick or are you just talking shit?
Yeah, kind of a mental trick to like tell yourself your race is just getting started. You know, I'm able to kind of change the perspective of the race. Now the sun is fully down. Now I got buddies to run with. It's a different atmosphere. It's different running, you know?
You're not tricking yourself. You're not tricking yourself at all. I will challenge you on this because you're doing something way better than that. Although I am a huge fan of fooling yourself into believing shit that isn't necessarily true. If it helps you be amazing, but this isn't a case of that. Not if I'm hearing you correctly, you're using selective attention. You are choosing to view your reality in an inspired way.
That's a better way to put it. Correct.
All right. The sun's down. And I got friends, and this is kind of turned into a party. This is a good deal.
Yeah, you're right.
I seriously am only half the fuck way done this whole thing.
See, you can't be like that. You can't be like that. You never look at the totality of it. It's the next aid. Okay, I'm going to get buddies at the next aid station. All right, cool. I'm going to swap for a new buddy at the next aid station. Yeah, that's how you look at it until you reach the end.
That's a remarkably childlike in a brilliant way. Present.
Yeah, presence.
I'm not wondering what I'm having for lunch tomorrow. I'm playing in the freaking sandbox right now.
Yeah. Okay. It's hard to do. It's easier said than done.
Well, okay, like everything else, though, buddy, practice, right?
Yeah.
I mean, none of this stuff. These are practices. And look, and you've already said, all right, I'm taking away lessons from this one experience. And I'm already quite experienced at this, but I'm taking away lessons like that. Massage gun, huge lesson, right? Pacing, huge lesson, right? Slowing down, hydrating. You've already mentioned 3 things that you're going to take and do differently moving forward.
Yeah.
Right. So it's all practice, and that's the whole thing. All right, you ready to look at the 5th segment?
Yeah, we are 72 miles in coming up here.
70. Let me just slow that down just for a scotch, okay? Because that's something a lot of people don't ever say out loud. I'm 72 miles deep into my race now. Not a whole lot of folks that are saying that ever. Okay, so you're 72 at this point. You still have 28 more. You still have a marathon plus to go.
This is about 4 a.m. too.
4 a.m. All right.
Yo, it's your boy Endo here with another quick check-in. We're checking in live with the RaveRunner, mile 72 right here. All right, questions coming up for you right here. How's your mental state right now?
Good. It wasn't great until I got my coffee. I was getting grumpy.
Have you been talking to yourself, and if so, how?
Yeah, I was like mentally calling myself a bitch before I got my coffee. But then I got my coffee, and now I'm nowhere near bitch.
Have you had any dark moments, and if so, how'd you deal with them?
I drank coffee.
What's the best advice that you could be given by anyone right now?
Jam out, have some fun the last 28 miles.
Where did you watch Super Bowl 52?
Breckenridge.
The Tough Talks podcast tribe is sending you serious mental toughness vibes right meow. What can you tell them to have them know that you're feeling their love and that you're gonna finish in beast mode?
I'm running some pretty good miles. My legs are feeling good, and we're in the home stretch now. It's just a lot of fun.
Woo! There you have it, folks.
Alrighty.
You can tell my mood has definitely shifted here. I did so right before this, about 3 a.m., about an hour before. I was grumpy. I was getting tired. You know, this is 3 a.m. Normal person's kind of sleeping. Soon as all right, so mind you, sub note here, I took 12 days off of caffeine. I always do this for these races for this moment here because my tolerance on caffeine is so low. When I take a rip of Starbucks espresso, dude, I'm on another level. I'm kind of cracked out at this point. So it feels good. You know what that feeling you get with coffee?
Yes. Kind of.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. You said that you went on a caffeine break for how long?
12 days.
Well, okay. Is there a significance to 12?
No, it's just kind of.
Yeah, but why?
So when I get to this aid station, my caffeine tolerance is extremely low. So I get the utmost effect from the coffee I'm drinking.
Roger that. Got it.
Preparation beforehand.
Let's talk about bitch mode.
Just getting grumpy, dude. You're like, oh, fuck, like I'm still a mile from this aid station. God damn it, it's getting cold. Like you're just in that like kind of downer mode. You're like, I was in a low, and in these races, you're seeing one of the low points I had. You go up and down. Any timeline, you're going up and down, and you guys are just seeing one of those low points. And how I battle it is with caffeine, is with picking up a new pacer, is with, I said, we're jamming out. Me and my buddy were playing his favorite DJ as we were going to run.
Ryan, I suspect that. How long would you say the longest low was in this race for you, where you're like, in whining mode?
Probably it was, the end of the race, which the next clip we're about to watch right after I leave, I was pushing it hard because I wanted that sub 24, but dude, I was battling some mental demons. Man, this you won't really see me on the course, obviously, but dude, let's watch the clip and then I'm going to tell you about what I was thinking.
All right, let's hold that thought because
sorry.
Because one of the things that you keep saying to yourself, and I got to tell you, bro, your self-talk is amazing.
Thanks.
At least what we captured. Stellar. Brilliant. You keep saying a lot of the best possible things. One of the words that you constantly keep repeating is fun.
Yeah.
Fun. And I already mentioned it in this interview that, I do a lot of writing and coaching on the intelligence of fun. The power of choosing to experience intrinsic reward. It is a fundamental element of peak performance and the zone. See what I did there? I have a client, Michael Allen, who's a professional golfer, whose mantra is because it's fun, right? And I was a reminder of him. There was a point in his career where he stopped having fun, and that's exactly when his career started to tank. And when he brought fun back into it, then it just got great. right? So I love that you keep saying that, and that's a huge takeaway for people here. You know, I'll tell you what. And we'll move on after this, but one of the most stupid phrases that I heard a lot growing up, and that I hear used a lot, is there's a time for work and a time for play, which is like suggests that like there's like play is like irresponsible, and you got to work your ass off to earn the play time, and then that's over and get back to the responsible part of your life. That's fucked up.
Mm-hmm. And the most successful and happy people are the people that take those two factors and combine them together.
Baby. All right, let's then we watched 5, right? Yes.
Yeah, we are going to.
Now we're in the home stretch, right?
We are mile 95. So this is mile 95. You guys are about to see.
You're at mile 90.
Yeah, 90. Yes, yeah, 90. Excuse me. Sorry. 10, mile 90 here.
10 more miles, and in order to accomplish your mission, which is to do it in a day, less than one full to 24-hour day, you have 2.5 hours to get that done.
Yeah, when I left, 2 hours 26 minutes to get done 10.
2 hours 26 minutes. Yeah, every minute matters, right?
Yeah.
All right, you ready?
Yep, let's go.
Berkshires?
10 miles in 2.5 hours.
Yeah. My buddy lives in Great Barrington.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
How many more miles left?
10.
What are we gonna do?
Finish under 24 hours.
Woo!
A little under 2.5.
10 miles, 2.5.
All right, let's start walking out.
Yep.
Right.
Thanks, guys.
Bet.
Turn around and go back.
Well, I saw you up here, but what do you need?
All right, so you all saw that I finished.
There's the reveal. Let's acknowledge that for a second, because we're creating this little scotchery of suspense. He really did run really far, really fast. You did it!
Yeah, I did.
You had a baby.
I did, dude. It was tough, man. I've never gone that hard ever in my life, I don't think. So, all right. So this was like, I was so excited.
I watched that probably 10 times, and I goosebumps every time. I just got a little choked up, and I love it,
dude. All right. So I've been so excited to talk about this. So I left that aid station. You could see I am like bound and determined to make it happen.
Yes.
2 hours and 26 minutes, 10 miles, not a lot of elevation gain. And I had my buddy, like, it was attainable for me. So in my brain, I was like, all right, I can go hard. Me and Endo, we just put on headphones and I played some crazy, nasty, high energy shit. And I was just gritting my teeth and running. We did not talk
music. You had that music prepared for the finish.
Oh yeah. I knew I was going to need it.
Really?
So as we were running, I started to get thoughts like, maybe if I slow down a little bit, I'll like get out of the time of, trying to compete for sub 24 hours. And then maybe I could walk out the rest. I had those kind of thoughts cycling through. And I was dude, it was like angel and devil on my shoulder. And I was just like in my own head, like, no, dude, no, do not let that happen. You have this in front of your face. Get it done. Go get the job done. And luckily, Chris, I will tell you, I don't know if I had Endo, if I would have gone and, given into those thoughts. Because when eventually we switched, he was in the front and I just paced him. I just stuck his pace because that's his job. And he did a great job.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's huge. All right, note to self. Keep going. You're on.
I don't know if I would have I think because he'd turn around, see me kind of behind him. And he's like, let's fucking go. Keep moving. Like he did his job. He pushed me. And this is where what we talk about is mobilize the army. Like what you said, dude, if I didn't have him, I'm telling you, I don't know if I would have made it. Now, I made it with 13 minutes to spare. That's a good amount of time. But, dude, I was battling some demons. My legs were in pain. I did not want to keep moving. And here you go. My willingness to put up with the pain superseded my willingness to give in and not crush my goal.
That's boom. There's that's huge, man. Let's repeat that. My willingness. Have you ever articulated that exact sentence before?
Willingness, your determination, the
The whole thing you just
persistence.
said, my willingness to tolerate the pain or deal with the pain permitted me.
Superseded. It was bigger because the pain to give in, that crave to give in was there, but the craving to hit my goal was higher. And it went like this here and there, but in the end, I separated. And that's all, dude. It was all self-talk. My legs could have got me there, but it was all in my head at that point. At that point, this race was 95% mental, 5% physical.
So how would you describe, if we were going to like put this under like a microscope sort of examination for the people that are watching and or listening, right? So what is the takeaway for them here? When you're at the end, like you're in the home stretch of a mission and you're struggling and everything in your brain and body, maybe not everything, but a lot of it is telling you, bail, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Good effort, man. You gave your best.
Your body will always outperform your mind, in my opinion. There are few people that run until their bones start breaking, right? Very few people that do that. Your brain will always give up before your physical ability has reached its limit.
Yeah, that reminds me of something I learned from reading one of those books by a Navy SEAL, where it's like when your brain tells you you're out of juice, you're maybe about halfway done.
Yeah, I think they say 40%.
That's exactly what it is. It's 40%.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's true, man.
Okay, so you mentioned, so you beat me to it. I was going to ask you about your self-talk. You said it's all self-talk. It's all self-talk.
It was all
self-talk. If we had a recording of your thought bubble, or just
it would be dark.
Okay, but not all of it, because obviously, okay, there's a lot of
dark as in like a lightning storm, like a goddamn battle is going on in there.
Okay, right, and a battle between who?
It's the left side and right side of my brain, I guess.
Well, it's like I'm hearing like battle between quitting and persevering.
Yeah.
Between
quitting and sub 24.
Well, yeah, recommitting to the mission.
Yeah.
Right? Recommitting to having the recommitment or the all-in voice be louder than the quitting voice.
And to go back, when I do in my training bout before this, I was doing treadmill sprints. And dude, there's some times where I would like want to try to quit my last one or two sprints. And I just tell myself, like, you need this mental win. You need this win because you're proving to yourself that you are capable. And like, let's say maybe I did quit on a lot of my treadmill sprints. Maybe I wouldn't have known that I was capable to push this out.
What do you say to someone who says, well, Ryan, thank you so much for all of this. This is totally inspirational. And you're obviously not typical. Meaning like you got some gifts that I don't have. So good on you.
Dude, deep down, I'm just the chubby little bitch that wants to sit on the couch and eat some Cheez-Its all day. And I wake up every day to defy that character that I am simply by pushing through. You take a hard look at me, you're not going to be like, wow, this kid's a marathon runner. But I defy that assumption of myself that even lies within my own head every day by continuing to push myself. Yeah, dude, there's some runners that crush this in like 20 hours and they are taller and they don't have, a big upper body and they could run faster. Doesn't matter. Doesn't mean that I can't do that. I'm telling you right now, if you injected someone with motivation and they were 350 pounds and completely out of shape, give them 2 years and they could do what I'm doing.
Okay, now you see, man, you just keep beating me to all my damn points. That's how good you are. I was going to ask you to remind, because maybe a lot of people listening or watching this didn't hear our first one. And those of you, please do that. Maybe would have been some good advice at the beginning of this one. But you mentioned, what got you into this whole ultramarathoning craziness in the first freaking place?
Yeah, I was completely out of shape, not happy with how I was looking, didn't exactly have any passions in life. And I got into this running thing and not even just, physically and running, I started my own businesses. I started being a more positive person. I started attracting a lot cooler, motivated people into my life. This running is just the outlet and the teacher of getting to all these different subsets of my career.
You're a normal person. You said something true the last time. You said, I'm a normal person who's getting accustomed to doing abnormal things or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Something average individual. I am an average individual. I just push to make stuff happen.
Yeah.
And you got to wake up every day hungry, or else, and what I'm saying, is probably some cliche stuff that a lot of your listeners have heard, but through my experience and how I have gotten to where I am, is I am constantly listening to these people with these inspirational messages. Going back to what we said, flooding my brain with the right content.
All right. What is some of it? Tell us some of the stuff that you fill your mind with.
On Instagram, you're only following inspirational people, other young grinders. When you're going out to the bar, if you're hanging with people that are talking about how upset they are with their life, giving them inspiration on how they can change it. And if they don't hang out with those people. Just surrounding yourself with negativity or with positivity rather than negativity. If what you're looking at, what you're listening, what you're putting into your body in terms of food.
I've told you this before, I don't presume that I'll ever stop telling you this. I am unbelievably proud of you, dude.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Just so you guys know, I said in the introduction before the first part, I remind people how we even met. And, Ryan here is the son of one of my best friends from high school. And, it's so crazy how we even got reconnected in the first damn place. And I love it. I love you inspire the shit out of me. What's next?
Well, now I learned a lot during this race. I got a 200 miler in August that I DNF'd in 2019 because I wasn't paying attention to the small details about my nutrition. Same place, same time, same motherfucking race, man. And I'm going back. It's called the Bigfoot 200. And I'm going back to put my goddamn fist through the mouth of Bigfoot.
Brilliant. Hey, man, where shall people go to follow you? Because I think you may have made some new fans today.
Yeah, my Instagram is where I'm most active and relaying a lot of messages. I have a YouTube channel as well. If you just search RaveRunner on YouTube, I'll come up. I'm doing a lot of content education, a lot of business education and running education on there. And I also just became a certified running coach. I do not have my website set up on that yet, but I am taking clients on now. To start, have all these motivational messages. Let's put it into action and actually, help people get in shape, have better mental fortitude, feel better about their overall life. So that's.
So somebody wants to hire you right now.
Yeah.
If somebody's watching this, like, what do they do?
Email me at ryan@livegenz.com, LIVEGENZ. Gen Z is my company that I started in 2018, designing innovative gear and apparel for very aggressive lifestyles.
That's so awesome. I love you, brother, man. And
love you too, man.
Thank you so much for this. This has been so damn fun.
Yeah, this was good content, man.
This is way to crush. I asked you the other day, yesterday actually, do you celebrate it? And, it was an interest. You are going to celebrate in a couple of days. You're having a celebration, which I think is absolutely necessary for sustainability. You have to, one of the things that a lot of type A people do is they don't slow down enough to acknowledge their excellence. So I hope that you are doing that. I am certainly doing that for you.
Thanks.
And a lot of people are. And I hope that you'll do that. And I'm going to try to crash your party on Saturday virtually.
Hell yeah. Talk to you then.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
How good is that? I didn't know that his crew was going to be so committed to using the questions. I thought maybe they're going to ask one per station. But so I know for next time, I'm going to try to hit him up here. I'm going to hit him up for the 200 miler at Tahoe. Oh, I forgot to ask him why everybody keeps calling him RaveRunner. I totally forgot to ask him that. All right. Well, you know, that turned into that's like a training module right there. That interview is like, I want to study that. Oh my God. Like, it's like, I mentioned it that it takes zero effort as I'm listening to him to apply the lessons that he's using, like the practices and the lessons that he's learning to my own life. I'm not an ultramarathoner, you know, but it really takes no effort, you know, to think of, okay, in terms of like preparing, like unbelievable preparation. Also, he didn't use this language, neither did I, but like post gaming, where you're like, so, all right, what are the learnings from this, and what specifically am I going to do? Self-talk, the importance of self-talk, making shit easier by like vibing up with music, and then your support squad. You know, you're mobilizing your army. Oh God. And the whole pace car thing, Endo being a pace car and having him be in front and just doing things like demonstrating the discipline to prepare yourself in advance when you know the suck is coming. How good is that? Knowing in advance that the suck is probably going to show up, and that's cool. There's no problem with that. I'm ready for it. So go ahead and come on up. And then if it doesn't, like, well, you know, I could have. I was prepared for it. That's just so, I mean, endless great lessons. Hooah! All right. So we'll probably be seeing him again in August. All right, guys. Thanks again for tuning into Tough Talks. And until next time,